So let's just fire them off one by one here. First thing on the list under System is Optimize Touch Experience. Let's just tap around on the screen and see what we're working with. Top bar. Second time I touched it, it turned up. Settings. Nope. Home screen. So the home screen does indeed have a bigger hitbox now. We were having trouble hitting that home screen before. Let's go to Reader, try to press the back button. Back button didn't interrupt, and it took 2 or 3 times to hit that one right there. Let's go over to Settings, press the home button again. So it is looking like you will have to press everything a couple times there before we get any sort of function. Top of the bar down again. So we do have a little bit of a touch recognition problem even after the update. Second one, improve the performance of the integrated application. It's not really clear as to what that means because it's not saying what application, but I'm assuming the ones that came bundled with the unit, so things like Reader, etc. So let's just open up a book and we'll just go through a couple pages, spend a couple seconds on it. This is a very real experience as you're seeing. Now this panel is prone to this weird kind of puffing. It almost looks like bruising on the screen, so you are going to have to deal with that. We are going to go ahead and jump to a little bit later in the book. There we go. So it's getting a little muddled here, so we're going to force a reset, a refresh, and see what that does. So we haven't cleaned up that circle in the middle there. You still see there's a circle. So we're going to try another refresh, maybe one more to get rid of that circle. So we do still have quite a bit of staining, and you can see the wheel still has some remnants right there, and some vertical lines as well. Number 3, adjust the shutdown dialog UI. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. Press and hold the power. We have power off, restart, and screenshot. We're going to press power off. And that is the power off. You see it went in stages. First the device powered off, then the light, but we do still have some staining left over on the screen. It didn't trigger a refresh prior to signing off there. Number 4, adjust the default backlight brightness at power on. Let's see what we're working with here. So it went kind of dim and then full blast. Then it turned off, almost off. Then our loud ding, and we do have a default setting, and the default setting is sitting at about 25%, 20% of the way. Number 5 under System is add GC mode on status bar. We have location, auto rotate, airplane mode, Bluetooth, that is my Wi-Fi, and there's nothing here, as well as we have our sound, launcher, and this other wheel. So I don't see where they added any GC, and to be completely honest, we don't know what GC stands for, and clicking on any of these elements don't really do anything. That drops down the drop down, and this is a quick cleaner that removes all of the applications that are running in the background, but there doesn't seem to be any GC mode. Now for the application side of things, there are 7 changes, and we're going to start with number 1. Optimize the saving logic of Note, decrease the saving time. Let's open up something we have written before here. This is a note, so we're just going to do some lines and then press back and see how quick that saves. Yep, that was pretty quick. So it is quicker than what it was last time, and you can reopen the note and it seems to not crash as much. Number 2, solve the voice record crash in Note. This was crashing a lot before, so what we're going to do is make a note right here. So we're going to click the record. Hello everyone, we are recording on the Reinkstone R1. Then we're going to press stop. So that didn't stop before, that ticker kept going, and now we can hopefully play this back. And then pause. It's very stable, so that has been finalized and fixed. Achieve all related functions showed in Settings Preferences. We are in Settings Preferences, and it looks like this is very much the same, and we will try to put a side-by-side with this and the pre-update to see what is different. Number 4, adjust the font size, which appeared after long press. Remember, when we long pressed, it was really tiny before. Now we're going to long press, and that is a good size. It's about the same font size as the footers of all of the apps themselves, so that is definitely upgraded. Number 5, solve the abnormal name length of new group in Note. I'm not sure what they're referring to because it does look like you have the ability to write 40 characters, or maybe they mean that they've solved the limitation of having less than 40 characters to write whatever group name you want. Either way, you can write up to 40 characters in here, so if you tap on that, you can go to the keyboard, Peter's Note, and then there you go. Solve the bug that only one book left can't be deleted in Reader. So we have our Reader open here. We have selected the one and only book and clicking delete. And it looks like it did delete it right out of the gate. So you don't get a second chance. It's just completely gone. And finally, the acquisition of version number and serial number displays respectively. And you can see right there, there is the build number and the serial number. Something very important to note is that with this new update, they actually broke the note-taking experience. I'll show you why. If I write hello there, this, and it just can't handle what's happening on the screen, and all that was just simple note-taking with their own pen. So you can see we had a massive crash, and this has been happening non-stop with the note-taking experience. So we have to wait for another update before we proceed with any sort of note-taking, because it just can't keep up. Can't keep up. We're getting lines and vertices that are connecting each other arbitrarily, and things are just blending into each other. So this definitely needs to be addressed in the new update. This unit is not bridging the gap between e-notes and tablets. It most definitely is a little bit of an underachiever, and it has a lot of catching up to do before it is capable of keeping up with the big boys. We are keeping up to date with all of their updates, and we'll show you guys when we see them. GoodyReader.com, this is Peter.